folks, I'll start with a quick introduction of Mandar. As I had shared the LinkedIn of Mandar, so on a very high level, you could see his profile that in 2019, Mandar did his BSc in biotechnology, right? And then after that, of course, biotech, I was just speaking to Mandar. He was telling me about the journey that BSc biotech does not really lead to high quality employability, and which is not just about an individual, but that's about the course, about the program, right? Given this is a very common question for a lot of people, that if I come from not even an engineering background, and I am a fresher, these are two different questions that a lot of people have in mind, right? That I do not come from an engineering background and I'm a fresher, could I still enter the industry, or is it impossible? A lot of time people get started saying, no, it's not even possible. If you do not come from engineering background, then it is not possible. Or if you are fresher, then it is not possible, right? So Mandar in a way defied both of these things. He comes from a non-engineering background, BSc in biotechnology, then he took a break of 2 years to prepare for CAT. We'll talk about more about that journey. Then he did MSc in biotechnology. After this journey, then he decided that because of his excitement about data in general, he decided that he want to make a career in data science, right? So of course, the journey is not easy. He we will also take a deep dive into about his learning journey, what challenges he faced, what kind of things were the biggest contributor towards building knowledge in depth, right? And then just like every time we'll talk about how did he prepare his resume. Maybe we'll try to have a look at Mandar's resume so that that could be useful many here. The interview process, the application process, how did he take rejections, how did he prepare for interviews, how did he do revision of all that gone by, right? And today finally Mandar is working, so he did an internship earlier for a few months. We'll talk about that experience as well, that what all did he learn during his internship at Spark Foundation. And then his current role for 7 months, he has been working at Quantum Phinance, which is a leading company in Mumbai. Interesting part is that in between this time, from 2020 to 2023, Mandar was also working as a medical transcription writer, right? So as you see that there is a big changeover in the domain that he managed to do, right? So we'll also talk about that. This is the quick introduction of Mandar and the agenda for the session today. And of course, it's a free-flowing session. There is no fixed, it's not a classroom with a fixed topic that need to be covered. So feel free to post your questions, ask your questions, and we'll keep picking them. So over to you, Mandar, to begin with. If you can take us back into initial journey when you started BSc in biotechnology, tell us about that. That at that time, what you had in mind, how did you decide about that, and then by the time you graduated, what you were you thinking?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thanks Abhimanyu and team to giving me chance to speak in this platform and sharing my experience to all others. So let's begin with my journey. So I will start with my days in the college days when I was doing we'll start from 12th standard. So I have taken science stream, and I have decided my career towards engineering only because my friends and all were going towards the engineering department only. So in 11th and 12th, what happened? Till 10th standard, my maths was type of good. I was able to solve and do good in geometry and algebra. But in 12th standard, when I joined one classes, that teacher, that instructor was JEE advanced level teacher. He used to skip steps, 4 or 3 steps while solving some algebra sums or all. So I was like lacking behind to solve or cope up with the speed of the teach. And in that 12th standard, in that 12th journey itself, I was more enjoying the learning towards the biology. I after completing my 12th, I made a decision that I will do my career in biology field. So after 12th, I find some options that biotechnology is something which is more leading in the industry. So I thought I will do my career in this biotechnology field. So I took admission in BSc Biotechnology, and while doing this biotechnology, I was like doing some kind of work related into sales, like some promotional events, like promoting Samsung mobile phone or promoting some apps. So in weekends or some college fest or used to there, so I used to work there as freelancing. So that working in freelancing helped me to build a good amount of communication skills and some kind of sales skills. So I was thinking that I am good at speaking also, so I can also think about changing the career in that domain also, if not successful in biotechnology. So I was just manipulating that, oh, what is the best career I can choose. So while doing BSc, after completing BSc, I was searching for jobs. So in biotechnology industry, for freshers, there is not many jobs in India which can pay a good amount where you can manage everything in Mumbai. So I am from Mumbai. So I thought that many of the friends after completing BSc, so they are switching towards MBA. So I thought that why can't I give try to clear the CAT exam. So I took a break. I have not joined any kind of job after completing a BSc. I took a break and I started learning for CAT exam, preparing for CAT exam. So in CAT exam, the things again, mathematics part again came into my life. That I was been through like more than 3 years, not touch the maths part in my biotechnology career, but again in CAT it came again. I was good at verbal and communication skill, this logical reasoning skills. So that both part was clear. But in CAT exam, there was also quant part. So I was little bit weak in quant part. So again, after getting very much less marks in CAT, I thought that I will again continue my career in biotechnology. But it what happened in 2019, half year was completed. I couldn't get any admission in this for masters. So I thought I will start my working, because even though after all of my other friends were into MBA or somewhere working, so I thought I will start working. So I joined Health Prime International. It is nearby Nanderi. I live where I stay in Nanderi. It is nearby Nanderi. So I worked there as a medical transcription. So I joined there in 2020, uh, and I continued my journey in that field. So I thought that while doing my work, I will continue my masters. So after in 2020, this COVID things happens. So there was no hiring in MSc, because I was in half the way in academic journey. So I started this medical transcription job. So in 2022, I guess the COVID thing came, and everywhere was pandemic and lockdown was there. So uh, m- my job journey was continued, but the this admission part was delayed. And many of my friends and teacher who has connected me tell that now it is not good time to enter into MSc, because everything will be online, and biotechnology is a field where we have to do more things practically, and we have to more involved into research, like
Right.
stems, DNA working, isolation of DNA, so that can't be learned into online.
Right.
So I thought I will take one more year gap, and I will continue my journey afterwards. So again, I got more 1.5 years of experience in medical transcription. And after that, after 1 year in 2021, I joined MSc in biotechnology to continue my career in academic career. So in my MSc, there was in second year there was one subject called biostatistics. So what happened in that subject? A teacher used to teach everything good. Immunology was everything was good, but in biostats all the teaching was uh, covered from bookish knowledge. Like they used to show the sum, they used to use the formula, and we have to solve, like Z test, how you can perform a Z test over two sample data Z test and T test. So I asked one question that was having doubt, but that doubt was not cleared with the teacher. So I searched that thing in YouTube and all. but I got the answer, but it was thing like this thing is this in this Z test and T test is very much useful in research. Then why we are not focusing this part in larger extents? And even though I am a long term user of Google Maps, so I guess everyone was using Google Maps, I might be using Google Maps. So at the end of every year, it shares a dashboard kind of things, that how much kilometers you have traveled through public transport, how much kilometers you have traveled to personal transport, and how much travel kilometers you have traveled by walking. So with that kind of dashboard, it shows that if you travel these many kilometers by public transport and by walking or cycling, these many amount of CO2 emissions you have saved. So that kind of dashboard thing has fascinated me, that if Google Maps is collecting data throughout the whole year and it shows in one single page that you have saving this much amount by walking, this much amount of CO2 by walking, that it kind of motivates us, that this kind of dashboard motivates us. Same things might sales company also doing, that they have created a dashboard, this many sales, this many kind of product is good in terms of sales, so people are more motivated to buy that product. So I thought, why can't I just manipulate that data or vendor that into the data and create these kind of dashboard? So that spark was there in towards the data from Google Maps and from that sessions into the MSc classes of biostatistics. So I was again thinking that where can I learn these kind of dashboard building and data science things. So I got one ad in YouTube about Scalar. I first started thinking that should I join this Scalar, because I have been transitioning from doing freelancing work, then again into MSc, this biotechnology career, then again in switching towards MBA, then again doing biotechnology. What my family will tell. So
Right.
I talked this with my dad, and he told that you have changed so many career till now, so why can't you give it a try for this last time? So I thought, because scalar fees is too much, I can't afford that much. But still, my dad supported me, so I joined this class.
So first thing is that, like, see, ultimately, what we see happening, we can target to do that, right? Uh, One thing I want to emphasize is that today onwards, you should remove this thought from your mind. And often there might be, in small groups here, non-tech वालों का कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, tech वालों का हो रहा है. One takeaway that I want to take here is that Mandar being uh, coming from a biotechnology BSc and MSc background, no prior work experience which is related to data science or business analyst, etc., he has managed to transition. Now we will come to the how. But the first takeaway is it is possible. Remove this fear from your mind that irrespective of how much hard work I do, it will not happen. It can happen. We will now, in the next part of the session, we'll talk about how. And Mandar, there were few questions. There was one question that was about from Murli had asked that because which is related to this same background. So Murli's question was that how did you get used to do data analytics while studying, because you are not coming from a tech background? Can you tell a little bit how did you cope up with the course and clear the interviews? Like, of course, we'll be going much more
Yeah,
depth in that later on. But at least if
correct.
you can just briefly tell us about that, did you ever feel ki it is too hard, or did you ever feel that? And if yes, then how did you manage that?
Yeah, Murli, I will answer your question. In my journey itself, you will get the answer, because now scalar journey is started. So before, just one part of my background was missing. So in BSc and MSc, and even while I was preparing for CAT, I was joined to an organization in research field. So where we were working with various type of model organism, and there I came to know that how collaboratively we can learn. So in biology, we have to think, design a setup to represent an experiment or something. So for one problem, let's say if you have to design one experiment for, let's say, earthworm model organism. rapid experiment. It is much more towards the biology. Just forget it. So we have to design one experiment. So there are kind of 10 or 12 people discussing on same problem, that how can we design this. So that kind of collaborative learning was I was knowing that how collaborative learning was helpful. So that same thing we applied in Scalar itself. So when I joined Scalar, the first module was itself Tableau. While learning towards the Tableau, I was shifted. We all were added to a WhatsApp group. So, and there was one or two guy who was uh, those were most active and actively replying. So towards the questions, whatever we were discussing in the classroom. So one day we thought that we can do a Google Meet session apart from our classes days, and it were open to join any kind of learner, and we can discuss what where we have come from, and like more towards the friendship session, and afterwards we can discuss what happened in the class and things. So we tried to connect peers, that what all problems they are facing and what are difficulties they are facing, and if they know some other ways to solve a problem, that we also started discussing that. So in Tableau session and SQL session itself, we have built a large amount of group. There are 40 to 50 people in a group, where we used to daily alternately do a Google Meet session. So that kind of session helped me a lot to build an approach. Like if there was one problem, to build an perspective to solve in a different ways. Like one person may have different perspective to solve that problem. So that kind of approach helped me a lot. So that interactive sessions helped me that how to solve it. And Scalar journey instructor was also good to build to teach it from a basic level, like
I'll
in
just
SQL also.
take a
Yeah,
small cue here, Mandar. So this
yeah,
collaborative study practice, because this is something that has come across even in the previous sessions with successful alumni that we did. Uh,
yeah.
then again, a quick question to all of you: how many of you have created such small groups with who you collaboratively study? So, for example, one example Mandar was taking was that if there's a SQL problem to solve, 4 or 5 people are solving it together, right? And everyone might come with different approaches, right? Because ultimately you have to find the solution. There is no one solution for it. And then seeing how others are solving it exposes your brain to so many other ways. So one thing I would emphasize to all of you: Shripad is saying he tried, didn't work out, then saying created but not active. uh, like, you have to figure it out. See, ultimately this is something that in community you have to find people, and often you have to take initiative, right? You have to become more active. You have to ask questions. If someone is asking question, you should help them out, or maybe ask this question ki, "theek hai, at this particular time can we all get on a Google Hangout meet and talk?" Mandar, I'm sure there would have been time when, let's say, this group of friends that you had who were studying together apart from the classes or after the classes, etc., sometimes it might so happen that it is going a little inactive, right? So can you
Yeah.
tell us about that? How did it keep getting back to studies, or how did people motivate each other to not stop putting efforts?
So there was no point that that group was inactive, because everyone was discussing many things, and even I was a little more active towards being till I guess last year August. It was the most active group. Now I have resetted my batch, and now I can say like the group is little bit inactive, but till August, September, October, till last year October. From Jan, I have started my scalar journey from Jan till
Hmm.
October. It was most active. So there was no
Which
any
batch are you
queries
part of
that.
now?
Now I have again taken 1 month reset.
Okay.
So now I'll be shifted to June 23 batch. So
So anyone else in this call from June 23 batch, guys? Anyone from June 23 batch? So see, you have to make the group active. There are a lot of people. Uh, you all have to take the initiative to
yeah,
make it active, do group studies, solving problem together. Because see, I can even share this from my own learning experience, right? even when we were in college. What we learned maximum from was this group of 4-5 people. Even see, me and Anshuman, how we ended up building the company together is because we were part of that group of 5-7 friends who used to study together, solve problems together, build projects. If you are not doing that, a major chunk of your learning opportunity is being lost, right? And it is possible that if it's possible that not everyone is meant to be part of that. Rusha, for example, he was saying that sometimes the people demotivate instead of motivating and supporting, right? So it's okay. Create a new group, but and also you have to put that here. We are here to help each other and motivate each other, not demotivate each other, right? So that those kind of groups you have to. That will substantially increase your success probability in learning, and then all the career success is only rooted in how much you learn, and of course even in opportunity creation. Then let's say even 1-2 of people in this group end up at great place maybe sooner. Now they could even refer their friends, right? So if you already have that kind of network connection built in the group, it also helps you explore more and more opportunities. Cool. So Mandar, continuing from there, let's go a little bit about module by module. That like which modules you felt are like both towards your interview preparation, and now that you have been in the role for 6-7 months, that you would want everyone to clearly say ki yaar, take this one very very seriously, be really good at this particular.
Yeah. Before that module or before that tech stack, I would like to answer one question related to time management. I guess
Sure,
I
sure.
missed for that question. Yeah. So I guess someone asked
There's
how did
Prashant
you manage the
Ingale's
time?
question you are mentioning. That can you please share your experience how you manage your workload during course to do practice?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So I will answer that question first. Then I will tell how much weightage you have to give towards which model. So while I was doing my masters itself, so in 2022 December, even I was doing my masters and I started the scalar journey. And with that masters, I was also working as a medical transcription. So how did I manage a full-time master course and even the scalar and even my work? So what I did, I was working for like 2.5 years in that Health Prime International. So I asked that my team leader that when I joined this company, I was looking for to transition for learning into the masters. So I want to learn, but I want to not quit the job. So what can we do? So he told that it was totally a work from home. He told that if you're giving your 8.5 hours to the company, then it is fine. You can do your masters or something else. So I came up with an idea that my college timing was somewhere around 10 to 3, if including practicals. So I came up with an idea that I can start my work early morning at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I will stop my work by 8:30 or 9, and remaining hours I will complete after returning from college. So he agreed for it, and I was so lucky and I was so happy that I can continue my job and even my masters. So things were like manageable till now because biotechnology is my field. I can manage that study also, and in working it was also 2 years of experience. I can manage that job also. But after January, the scalar lecture started. So that at that time things become a little bit tragic that I have to give more time towards scalar also. But I guess I don't know how I managed that time, but it went kind of smooth, or some kind of problems came, but that time passed away. From Jan to May till my college ended, uh, I was managing three things like my college, my job, and scalar also. So after coming from college, I used to work remaining hours of work, and then attend the master this daily sessions. And even alternate, when the sessions were not there, we used to conduct Google Meet session to discuss this. So we have to bring that energy to towards the learning, that if you are learning new things, you have to make that energy. You should be energetic that we have to learn this thing anyhow, by any means. So that kind of energy helped me to manage that time. So this was much more helpful. And being answering your question, Abhimanyu, that which modules were like we have to give more weightage. So for DA and BA roles, the first basic skills you should know the SQL. You should be thorough with SQL, like intermediate to advanced level. In between that, it is okay. So SQL is the first point. Then Python libraries. Python libraries like pandas and NumPy. You should know Python libraries for processing the data. So SQL is a database where you pull the data, and Python and this tools is used for processing the data to visualize data. And some kind of jobs are also there, like BI developer. So in that we have to focus on Tableau and Power BI. So there are different kinds of job which focus on different types of tech stack. Like if for BA role, you should know Python and SQL. For data analysis role, you should know Python, this SQL and Python libraries. For BI developer or Tableau developer, you should know a good amount of Tableau and Power BI. So for initial things, you should know these kind of things. So after getting experience in these things, you can go towards machine learning and all for data science. Any other questions? You are on mute, Abhimanyu.
I was saying that there's a question from Aditya that maybe we can take, which is how different is business analyst role from data analyst? And as a fresher, which one would you suggest it is better to target? And with the goal of eventually transitioning into a data science role. So, any insights on that?
So it is both the roles are kind of similar, but if you are transitioning into data science, so data analyst role is more preferable, because what is the difference, I will tell you. If in business analyst role and data analyst role, in business analyst you have to more connect towards the client. What are the requirements of the client? You have to document that client, that what is required, what kind of data processing is required, and some kind of pre-processing is done by your, and you can deliver that to client. Or else, if the process is difficult, more tech stack like Java, C, or some kind of advanced Python is required, that process you have to explain toward the data analyst. So you are a bridge between client and data analyst if you are a business analyst. And data analyst works directly on data. He get the data, he get the query, that you have to do this kind of processing of the data, and you have to deliver toward the client. So data visualization, most of the most of the part is done by business analyst, understanding what are the outcomes, what are the insights. So it is kind of balance. If you can manage to express yourself, then both roles you can crack it. So both roles are equally helpful.
Yeah. Just to add to that, Aditya and everyone else, one thing that I would strongly recommend is do not over-index on just the title, because it often what happens is that it depends from company to company. What you should get into details of is that exactly what is the job role. In the interviews, after your technical interview is done, then you can ask these questions. That can you tell me a little bit about that, exactly what work I will be doing if I get selected, what kind of day-to-day activities that I do. In many companies, business analyst and data analyst is also used interchangeably. It is possible that it's the same role, but one company is calling it business analyst, other company is calling it data analyst, right? As a business analyst, you will have more exposure to business, and in general, see, long term, having more business context for any data science professional is always, irrespective of your title, is going to be very, very helpful, because you cannot be just a theoretical data science professional who does not understand that exactly what the real business for which you are solving the data science problem, because in that mode it is impossible to solve it efficiently. As you mentioned that SQL, Python, these were the most important ones, right? Can you tell us a little bit about your application strategy as well? That how many jobs you might have applied to, and maybe also about your resume, because one common question and worry that people have is that if I have a resume where I do not have any prior work experience in data science, how does it get even shortlisted, right? So if you could, maybe if you have your resume handy, if you can share your screen, show your resume, and tell your
Yeah,
inputs,
sure.
that in the process I'm sure you would have made some iterations, made some edits, uh, and what were your learning, that what kind of resume increases the probability of shortlisting.
Yeah, sure. I will share my screen, and I will show the resume. So is the screen visible?
It is.
Yeah. So this is my resume. So it is scalar resume itself. So first we have to showcase our skills, that what all skills you know. So I've mentioned SQL, Tableau, Python, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, NumPy, BigQuery, and Excel. So in this skills tab, you should mention only skills which you know thoroughly. So if the first things that interview will see that your resume header, so he can ask any question related to this. So mention the skills which you know thoroughly, and after that I have updated this my work recent experience in this. So before that this part was not there. My medical transcription experience I have not added because there was not technical field, and even my mentor when there was a resume session, he suggested that don't add if you had impactful or technical experience in that. So I was more focused into projects, because these topics, these tab is like you have more experience into, because you have solved this. So if interviewer get asked this question related to your project, then it will, the interview will be in your side, because you have already done this project. So this projects you should add it in a bold manner, or how many projects you have done, you just add it. And rest I have added achievements and education, yeah, specialization in data science and Institute of Science and Masters in Biotechnology. Yeah. This part was
So guys, keep in mind that this is
biotechnology was
like,
little bit missing.
yeah, this is a great resume. This is contextual resume for someone who is targeting a data analyst or entry level data analyst or business analyst role, right? This section on resume that Mandar has here, this is most important part, right? And if you see, it is very detailed, but in very crisp bullet points, right? How many of you here think that in your current resume, you can build a similar project section? Important to note that you cannot lie about it here. If you do, then it will backfire, because in the interview, the interviewer can start asking you details of any of those, and then if you are not able to explain it, then it will be a problem, right? So make sure that this project section is very thoroughly built out. And it's okay if it is not built today. Some of you might be in batches, newer batches. Some of you might be in the older batches. But keep in mind that when you are planning to start applying, having these project section as an impressive section where you can very thoroughly explain is necessary, right? If you can scroll down a little bit, Mandar, if you see in the achievement section, while it's a very simple basic one line, but in the achievement section also Mandar has mentioned HackerRank SQL certification, right? Applying your knowledge to more and more such platforms, be it HackerRank, be it Kaggle, be it any other online hackathon contest that might be happening, those also give a lot of confidence to the person who is shortlisted, right? Muhammad is saying, can you play the video link in your resume? Which video link are you talking about?
Yeah, I have the video.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I have video.
Maybe, yeah, let's check that out.
So this helps much more. If you have video proof, then it helps much more. That it is a live proof that you know the.
This is really amazing. This is really, really amazing. Guys, like you all should do this. That pick up the project on which you have great confidence, create such a video. Maybe if you can play this one, this will be very helpful for everyone. How long is it? It's a 4-minute video, but yeah, like wherever you think. For some reason, the sound is not coming. Maybe Mandar, if you can post the link to this YouTube video in this group chat.
Yeah.
You can watch it. But guys, this is a amazing advice from Mandar, that if you create such a video, any hiring manager who is looking at it, then their probability, if they have seen this video, their probability of getting shortlisted will substantially increase. Because very few people would have taken this effort. Very innovative, very useful. Fantastic. Guys, how many of you can create such a video? Give me a thumbs up. I want a commitment from all of you that you will create such a video on the basis of whichever project you have. And not right away. Some of you might be little early in the journey, but sooner or later, whenever you have finished project, you should create that. This is very innovative. And I can totally see. I can tell you that if I was looking at someone's resume and if I saw this, and if I quickly 3-minute video, 4-minute video where the person has very thoroughly explained the project, my chance of shortlisting will be so high. So Mandar, let's talk a little bit about your application process also. How did you start applying to the companies? On what all channels were you applying? Like, I'm sure there would have been so many even that where you are applying, not hearing back. How was that entire journey?
So my I will start with my this interview journey. So how I applied. So when I start building a resume in Scalar platform, so I did one small mistake that in my experience tab I have mentioned 3 years of experience, which I have experience in medical transcription. So I was in my dashboard, I was getting 3 years experience required, that kind of job, and I was applying that job, and all jobs were rejected. So kind of 8 or 9 jobs were totally rejected. So I talked with my friend in my peer in my WhatsApp group itself that all my jobs were rejected. So I screenshot my the Scalar dashboard, and she helped me that you have to mention 0 years of experience, that you're looking the job as a fresher. So till May, end of May, I was just applying for high experience jobs. So, and that was directly rejecting because I have not having that kind of experience and all. So I again made it to 0, and after May, I again started applying to jobs. So for like 1.5 months, there was no job for fresher, and even I was searching jobs over Naukri, LinkedIn, and all other platforms. So first call I got from one company. So it was in Vasai, in Mumbai itself, one Sartoli group or something, and that call made me so happy that the company is approaching me towards, and it was from LinkedIn. I guess it was from LinkedIn. So I was happy, even though the company was not offering me too much. I again discuss into my peers group. Many friends like Aniket helped me that this company is offering too much though, and it was more focused only into SQL. So some kind of SQL role was there. So he told that other opportunities will be there into pipeline. Don't hurry for now. So I rejected that offer. Then again down the line, I applied on Scale-Up. So there were two company visible for me now. One was Quantum Phinance in August, I guess. In August, I applied for Quantum Phinance. So the resume got shortlisted, and the interviewer sent me the HR from that company sent me a test link. It was the first round. I appear that test. It was kind of logical and little bit mathematical problem, a percentage or some kind of that kind of problem. 20 questions, 10 questions were there. I solved all, and again I got a call from HR that you have cleared the first round. Now you have transferred to a second round, which is technical. So in this journey, the Scalar placement team helped me. Lokeshwari was the person who helped me that these kind of question may be asked, because whoever has previously given that interview in that Quantum Finance, she gave an idea that these kind of questions may be expected from interviewer. So that also kind of helped me that what all things I have to focus in SQL, in other thing. So in Quantum Finance, where I am working now, Python was not that much required, so they didn't ask me a question on Python. But Excel and SQL was much more required. So I have created a draft. Means what all questions were asked. I will share with you. I will discuss with you how to share it. So first question in second technical round, it started with SQL, like sum if, count if, average if, and how to do pivot, what is the alternative for VLOOKUP. So that all things I was knowing. So alternative for VLOOKUP is index match, and that is more dynamic. If the table rows switch, then it is more dynamic other than VLOOKUP. So all kind of Excel questions were also there, and it went smooth. Then he asked question about SQL, from basic to little bit intermediate, like what is what is primary key, candidate key, and what all other types of joins are there. Then he asked two questions related to it. I have that question. I will share you in that some third highest salary or some kind. I don't remember
Sure,
clearly
sure,
now.
sure. Yeah.
And in last, he ended it with logical questions. Logical come mathematical question. There was some question related to sales. That if even that question I have that how much time it will take to travel the train or some kind of that question was there. So I cleared that first round. So I will give my first experience that when you start with the interviewer, if someone is sitting in front of you, so when you're giving an intro of yourself, be more expressive in your introduction itself, that you're clearing everything. Let what is your motive, what is your attitude, so and even that reflect your behavioral also, so that company will think, yeah, I want this candidate. So like how enthusiastic you're in learning your journey. Like I have mentioned that Google Maps thing, that I was more interested toward this. So that interaction itself helped me to calm that environment. That interview was on my side. So don't think that some big person is sitting in front of you. Think that he is a mentor. He will, if you get failed also in that interview, you will get some learning. So feel like he is your mentor, and make that attitude that interview will go smooth. So it will create a calmness in interview. So that will help you. So after first round was cleared, I got a call from HR that second round is scheduled. You have cleared first round, and in second round, the manager was taking the interview, and he was also good and kind of jolly person. So he also helped me ask the same kind of question, Excel, SQL, and this logical reasoning. So even that interview went smoothly, and he told that what all kind of work was there, what we do work, and these companies basically kind of automation solution towards NBFC banking. Like whatever bank process is there, validation, reconciliation, that we have to do in automate. We have to give some solutions to that. So it was a business analyst role. So I cracked that interview, and it was like happy moment. In October, I started joining. I started as a business analyst role. So this was an interview journey.
Fantastic, fantastic. Mandar, tell us about the rejections, because I'm sure there would have been some. And how did those make you feel?
uh, Rejection in interviews.
Rejection in interviews or at any stage, it could be, let's say, online test that you gave that you didn't hear back from. Because one quick question to everyone on the call: how many of you have felt that clueless about I'm applying to so many places, I'm not hearing back, or let's say I gave an online test, after that I realized that there's no next step that is happening, or you gave an interview and you are not hearing back from the company, right? One important thing to understand and realize is, yeah, this is going to happen with everyone. Every single person in the world who went through the job hunt process have gone through this, right? And there are certain emotions it might come up with. But Mandar, if you can talk about your emotions, what emotions this process gave you, and how did you manage that?
So in rejection was in terms of till May itself. Like I was applying to a job, and even the resume was not shortlisted.
Hmm.
So till May, I was kind of little demotivated. Not kind of demotivated, but I was in a situation that even jobs are not getting my resume is not getting shortlisted. What we will do further? How can we continue this studying
Yeah,
journey? How
yeah.
we can be motivated? So that kind of questions were there. But if you're I was not rejected in interview session in any of the tech round. If any by chance if you get rejected, mark that as a learning point, that what part you are weak in, so that you can work on that later, and you can crack other interview. So that is the motive basically to deal with rejection. So
I think that's very, very profound. One thing
yeah.
that I often see is that recently I was speaking to a learner who has given 3, 4 interviews. He was very frustrated, complaining to me, "Kare, I'm not getting a job, etc., etc." And back to back, the person have failed into 4 interviews. And when I asked the person, What do you think went wrong in those 4 interviews that you have given? Over the last 2-3 months, you have given 4 different interviews. You have gotten rejected in them, and that's okay that you gave the interview and after that you didn't hear back from the company. One important thing is, see, that if you have given an interview and if you are not hearing back, 90% that means you didn't do well in that. Because if you had done well, they would have followed up, right? So he said, nahi yaar, I did great in all the interviews. That is the mistake that you must not make, because the rejection has to be seen as a learning opportunity, right? Companies might not give you very exact feedback. This is the problem that you didn't explain properly, or you were not communicative enough, or your approach of solving problem was not clear, or you didn't ask clarifying question. They will not tell you, and they do not owe it to tell it to you, right? I'll also tell that why do companies not tell it, right? Often, how many of you have felt this? If I get rejected in an interview, why doesn't company tell me why am I? Have you felt that? Right. There's a reason why companies don't do that. Google, for example, did this experiment a long back. What we would do is, in the spirit of helping people improve, even if someone is rejected from the interview, because interviewers internally keep that note. In the internal HR system, most large companies will have a detailed feedback that on what parameters did the person did well, on what parameters person didn't do well, because of which they are rejected. When they started sharing that, it often was responded with very negative sentiment. People will start contesting. No, I did well in this one. Maybe take my one more round of interview. I'll prove I am good at this. Or the assessment of the interviewer is not right. Interviewer itself was not able to understand. A lot of such frictions start coming, right? Because of course, when we are giving the interview, it's not anyone's fault. It's a high stress environment, not for everyone, but for some people, right? And a small subset of people might not take that feedback constructively. So that is why companies say, yeah, let's not get into all that. We will say whether we are taking you to the next round or whether we are able to make the offer, or we will just say that right now we are not able to proceed. They might not be able to give detailed feedback. But you can do the reflection yourself. You can think that what was the things asked and how you could have done better. And then it becomes a very powerful tool to fix wherever there might be a gap, right? Of course, don't over fret on it, but at least doing that exercise is important. Girish has a question in chat that if I get unpaid internship, shall I go for it and experience so that it will help me get a job? Girish, if like two parameters. One is, of course, compensation is one. But the second, much more important is what work will you be doing at the internship? If you are currently not working, if you are unemployed, and if it is an internship which offers you good quality work related to the studies that you are doing, let's say if there is good quality MySQL work, good quality Python work, anything related to data analytics or business analyst, then, and plus given the condition that you are currently not earning. If you are earning, then definitely cutting your source of earning and taking an unpaid internship does not make sense. But if you are not earning, you should absolutely go for it, because your experience and that knowledge building will definitely help a lot to get the next opportunity much faster. So guys, we will take the questions. Maybe if you all can upvote the questions as well. And then Mandar, we should quickly maybe keep 10-15 minutes to talk about your experience at the work. That getting the job is just stepping stone, but one has to think about the overall career growth journey, right? And of course, in corporate, it is not just that the job lag gaya, so life is set. You will have to deliver every single day, right? So then let's also talk about that, what the learning experience, what all things you are learning at the job, what all you would emphasize to someone who is coming from absolutely different domain, that when they're starting a new job, what all they should keep in mind. So on the top, there's a question from Neeraj, which is, can you explain how did you create all these projects? Are all those scalar case studies that we get at the end of the module, or are these also, did you build anything outside of that also?
So these all are scalar case studies. I can show you my screen again. Just a second. So I guess all are familiar with the topics. Like first is analysis on consumer purchase behavior on fitness. This is that Aerofit project. And this is a profit analysis.
Mandar, can you zoom in a little bit? It might not be very clearly readable. Guys, are you all able to read this clearly?
So this was a Tableau project, and this is the data set which was taken by scalar instruction itself. So I made a dashboard of that, and I have marked this as project. And I even took this video was taken was done for an internship. So I have done a small 1 month internship. It was an online internship. So where they give a list of project, you have to choose one project and make a video proof of that you have made the project. So that one internship I have done. In that internship I have created this Tableau project. So even that internship I will share. It is 1 month internship, non-paid internship. So while doing your work itself, while learning, while without quitting a job, you can do that. So and
But can
another
you tell
this
us
one.
about, tell everyone more about that internship? Which organization was that? How did you apply?
Uh, it is a Spark Foundation. Yeah, this one. So I will share the link.
Right.
Programs. Sure. So you can figure out if you get any problems in searching the jobs.
Right.
The projects I will share. So in this website I have done the internship.
And guys, given this is a part-time internship, I think everyone, even if you are in a job and if you have some bandwidth, doing this will be very, very useful, particularly for those who are starting new in the field of data science. So explore this,
Yes.
and Harshal, yes, anyone can do this. Here, Mohammed has
Yes.
also shared another platform called the Forage.com. So I'll also add this. Guys, one more thing I will also request is that if you all can also keep sharing these links in your WhatsApp group, because more people in the community are aware of all these platforms where they can go and kind of explore these opportunities. More we will be pushing our community forward. So, Mohammed, if you could share the Forage.com in the WhatsApp groups also. Uh, uh,
And even
but
these
please
two
take care
projects
of these
are
platforms.
Yeah, even these two projects are from Scalar. This one is Target SQL, where I have uploaded the PDF of BigQuery, screenshots of BigQuery, and solving the questions. This project was from Scalar itself.
Right.
Target SQL. You might be have done in this SQL module, and this one is Yulu business case.
Hmm.
So add the topic this topic what problems you how to add the project, like you have to add the problem which you are solving, like let's say you're working in a company and Yulu company says that these are the problem we are facing, the sales are getting down, and this is the data set, what can you suggest as a data analyst or a business analyst.
Hmm.
So the problem statement is that analyzing factor affecting the demand for shared electric bike cycle using Python. So this
Right.
can be a problem, and you have solved a problem using Python. That you assume that because of Sundays or Mondays the problem is decreasing, or because of the weather is also affecting. So these kind of statement you can mention. Even the scalar format is like itself. First statement should be impactful, and second statement would be what changes you did.
Correct.
What is the impact? Yes, I guess you can go through that scalar this resume buildings session also.
So, guys, this is actually
And
very, very important. If you see the first bullet point, which clearly says that improved efficiency by 30%. Mandar, if you could share your resume
yeah,
screen over here.
yeah, sure.
Second, Aditi here has asked, have you put random number, 16% growth and everything? No, these cannot be random numbers. The project that you have done, it has to reflect that. Because see, when you are sitting in the interview, the person on the other side of the table is expert in this. There's a good probability that he can pick any of the projects and start asking you that tell me how did the, let's say, 30% accuracy improvement was done. He will ask you that, how did was, let's say, t-test or ANOVA were useful to do that. He will ask you that how differently could it have also been done, right? And if you are not able to respond to that, like in 5 minutes the person will, you know that you are making this up, and not having integrity, like, someone who just makes things up in the resume is bigger red flag than not knowing few things, right? So it is okay to tell that, ठीक है, I don't know about chi-square test. Let's say you had not written chi-square test, and let's say the interviewer asked that, do you know about chi-square test? It's okay to say that, okay, that one I have not studied, or I have studied but I do not. That is okay. That doesn't cause rejection. But if you write this, that I implemented chi-square test while you don't know anything about it, then you will definitely get rejected, because then they know that you cannot be trusted, right? So do not make things up. It has to be very solid, very authentic. All right. So on this question, as Mandar said, that these are like one was from the internship on Sparks Foundation. Those everyone should explore Sparks Foundation and the Courage, both which were shared here. And of course, make sure that all the business case studies, they are very solid, well researched case studies, which make you do real business analyst work, right? So having built them will definitely give you an edge. Hariom has a question: how can we make great projects? To some extent, this is answered already. That one, make sure that all your case studies you are finishing completely, and these online part-time internships that are available, maybe explore them. And Hariom, exactly these projects that we saw is what data analyst projects look like. Karan has a question: how much time did it take you to land your first transition? I'm assuming Karan is asking from when you started your data scientist.
So I started my scalar journey from Jan 2023, and I landed first job as a business analyst in October. So interview process, interview was started from August, and I landed first job in October.
So that's one thing to emphasize. The need of about, let's say, 7-8 months to just learn everything is necessary. Like, as much I would love to accelerate that, but practically it is impossible, right? All this knowledge and learning, people typically do full degrees, either a 4-year undergraduate degree or 2-year master's degree, to learn all this, right? 7-8 months is bare minimum. And after that, if someone is putting 100% effort for 7-8 months, keeping at least 3 months for the job hunt is smart, because if you keep less, you might stress yourself. And then it depends again. Do not index it on key, if it happened to Mandar, it must happen to me also. It's a very personal journey. For some, it might take 8 months. For some, it might take 10 months. For some, it might take 12 months. But if you put the effort, then it is bound to happen. Next question is from Ashwin, which is: have you faced trouble while switching from other domain to data science? How did the interview accept you based on your projects, or what? Thanks in advance. To some extent, we have talked about it, but if something you want to add, Mandar, that did you face any additional difficulty that you might call it because you didn't come from the data science background?
So it was not much difficult that any of the interview didn't ask me that what is your previous domain, why you are switching. So for this question, I will suggest you to start with a strong introduction of yourself. That why did you transition? That answer also should be covered into this. So this question will not arise in the interviewer itself. That why you have done medical transcription, then why you are switching. So be with a good intro that why you have changes. So he might be get clear.
No, guys, so this is again something common that I have seen. So this is third session we are doing. First one we did with Aaron, who had sales experience and then he transitioned to data science. Then we had where the person was in digital marketing with Sugandha, where Sugandha changed from digital marketing to in a data science role, right? Everyone said the same thing. No one asks you this. It is just in our head, right? Get rid of that insecurity. What company care about is that the role that they are considering for you for, do you have the knowledge and hands-on work through your projects or otherwise to be able to deliver at that or not? See, it's not a caste system that someone is saying, no, you are from a different caste, so I'll not allow you in this place. It is not that. And of course, fortunately, we live in this new world where that doesn't exist anywhere. It doesn't exist in job at all. What you have to focus on is that your knowledge on the things that they are asking has to be very, very solid. Your project work that you have done should be a clear demonstrator that you can deliver on the work that they want you to do. As long as you have that, you will be fine. Get rid of this kind of thing in your head that people will treat me differently because I come from a different. This question from Aniket, I think, is very, very good, because looking back, is there anything that you wish you had known or done differently while, kind of going through your school journey, preparing for the data science interviews? Any reflection on that? Any advice for
So
people who might be early in the journey right now?
So first of all, whatever you learn, just showcase your learning in any of the platform. Like it is a kind of documentary.
Yeah,
Even recently, I have shared one video of solving the pattern printing problem in a LinkedIn. You can search it on my LinkedIn profile. That I have recorded a video how to solve that question. I have created a screenshot. This is the problem, and how to build it from scratch. So that is a living proof that uh, the interviewer will know that this guy know Python, this guy know to solve problems. So that kind of attitude will help. Apart from normal learning, I was more active to do this kind of work, extra work, making some videos or documenting this work, adding projects to GitHub, and adding even solving hacker rank questions. So I have now 4 star in my hacker rank.
fantastic.
So, and even HackerRank also conduct SQL certifications test. So basic SQL, intermediate SQL, and that certificate in my achievement tab in resume, that is a basic SQL certification. So even that also add importance in your resume and weightage to your resume. So that other things also you can do.
That's the question. How many of you have a HackerRank account and Kaggle account? Give me a thumbs up. Like, see, basically, the sooner you start building your online presence as much as possible, the more value it will give to you, right? Hariom, GitHub is one, HackerRank is one, Kaggle is another one, right? So basically, make sure that you keep putting your efforts to build your online presence of your knowledge. Because see, if it is only in your head and only in your resume, then there is lesser confidence that employer has. But across multiple platforms, if you are proving that you have strong knowledge, then the probability of, simply think that, if you are a recruiter, if you see two profiles, one person has very strong skill demonstration across multiple platforms, be it HackerRank, be it GitHub, right? And versus the other one who only has written, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this, I am claiming that I have this knowledge. The person who have more stronger online presence, be it explainer videos on YouTube, be it Strata Scratch, be it HackerRank, the probability of you getting noticed is higher. So put it across. Like, there's no one platform that is good or bad, but try to put your online presence of your knowledge wherever possible. Now let's take few more questions. Salary question I'll probably pass on, because of course it's not nice to ask individual salary. But of course, see guys, uh, Mandar, maybe in some ways you can tell that I'm sure you must be earning well, because in technology domain the salaries are definitely good. But what I will suggest is that you can go to levels.fii, which is a public platform. And in the levels.fyi, you can put name of the company, name of the role, right? And you can see that like whatever companies are paying for a particular role, that is what they will pay to everyone. No one is special, right? So check on levels.fyi what kind of different salaries different companies are paying for a data analyst or data scientist or a business analyst role. That would give you an idea. It's public data, so it's not Mandar saying something or me saying something. And ultimately, then we have to focus on that. What do these companies expect from us, and how do we make sure that we fulfill those skills? Next question is from Chandan, which is: I am currently working and having 2.5 years of experience in IT in services company. What kind of job opportunities should I look for, entry level or job opening with demanding some years of experience? Chandan, if your prior work experience is not in data analyst, then you should be looking for entry level role. As Mandar mentioned that in the beginning, he also made this mistake that he had put his years of experience as more. But if it is not in the data analysis or data science domain, then the companies will not consider that, and you would be missing on all the opportunities that you could explore. Let's now get to Mandar, questions on like your work experience, day-to-day work experience. That in the new domain, in a new role, how are you managing that? What are you getting to learn? What would be your advice to someone who, let's say, in few months from today or soon, might be starting a data analyst or business analyst role without any prior data science?
So my experience in now working. So in now I work as a business analyst. So there I have to automate things for a client. So I work with a client called Julius Bear. So there is an environment that it is totally dependent on market, what how market movement is and all are there. So in each department, there are some dependency on Excel, and what our company provides solution that whatever the dependency of Excel is there, we automate that. So that whatever the query is there, that how to automate, how to minimal, like it will be an impactful statement in your resume also, that I have saved these many hours of manual work in Excel, and build a product and delivered to the client. So that kind of work I do actually. So it is like, let's say for bonds, there are bonds in share market, ETF bond, gold bonds, every kind of bond. Recently I have done that project on that the bond price are taken from ICRA valuations. It is a bond price listing, and even there is one more another website where track bond is there. So we directly download the data in Excel, and it is also manually. HTTP request is with the HTTP request, we can download the data directly from the website, and that bond price is validated against track bond and ICRA, and directly a consolidated report is given to a client. So that kind of manual work where client was taking 3 hours, it is done only in 1 minute, just with the help of product. Even though it is not related to data science and data analyst role, but that impactful statement where the dependency of SQL is also there, the dependency of database is also there, that things you can convey to your interviewer if you want to switch job, that I have created this kind of projects, and that save this many of the time. So that kind of things you can say in other jobs also, when you're switching for this job. So even though your work profile is not related directly connected with data science or data analyst role, you can convert that, or you can uh, search that in a positive attitude for further switching, and you can continue your learning journey also in ML or something other. So that will also help in these kind of job search.
Fantastic. Did you, like, once you would have started the new role, in the initial few weeks, Mandar, did you face any challenges? Did you face any stress or worries? How do I cope up?
So even the same problem is happening with me now also. Even now also I face that problem.
Right.
So when you switch from other domain, previously I was doing my medical transcription. Now I switched to the business analyst. So there in business analyst, I have to learn totally new things. Their own product, how to deal with client, how to reply the client emails, and that all things I have not done previously. So managing this thing and even managing the scalar learning, that at a time I am learning two new things. So sometimes some of the things I have to fade away. So what I have choose, uh, we have options to take pauses in scalar. So take some pause, be good at your work, be thorough whatever work is there, and after you are fluent in your work, then again continue your scalar journey to upscale again. So that is a option I have choose. After you're fluent in your work, then you can manage two things. But when you're learning, when you have to focus 100% on both the things, it will be difficult. So take a pause, be good at your work, then you start again. So that will be a best approach, and it is also helping.
Let's take this last question from Vijaya, which has votes from four other people, which is how to draft the answer to introduce yourself. What would be your advice for people to prepare themselves to answer this question? What points?
So that only I already answered. So your introduction itself cover all the questions in the interview mind. That your past experience, why you switched into the it. Like if you go through my interview, whatever I have speak till now, I have mentioned Google Maps, that all the data visualization motivated me. The doubts in the master class in biostatistics, it was not cleared, and how did I learn that? How did I do? So it clears all things, that you have learning of attitude, and even the questions that you have transitioned from this is also answered. So introduce in a short and brief manner. It should be combination of both. It should cover everything.
Fundamentally, guys, one thing is that emphasizing on that why you are excited about data in general. For any data analyst and business analyst, the attitude that you dig into data, you love to find patterns, you love to find correlations, you love to derive insights from data, not only just because of the job, but even in your day-to-day life, right? Expressing that is, I think, very, very important. Because apart from your skills, if you genuinely enjoy doing that, then you will keep exploring. Because see, your learning in the field of data science will always keep on going. What any interviewer, apart from what you know today, what they also want to build confidence is that this person will keep learning a lot and keep growing a lot, right? Otherwise, if they are only hiring on, it's not an interview, is not just an exam. They are checking you for what you know today, but they also want to see that are you someone who is genuinely excited about this domain of data science, and do you have that curiosity in you, right, that you will keep exploring more and more things. So from your past experiences, talk about that. What made you excited about data science at the first place? I think that is an important part.
So even when you are applying to any kind of jobs, just go through a job description they have mentioned. So nowadays, what companies are doing, even for data analyst intern role also, they are mentioning you should know some kind of ML or some kind of model building. So it is good to don't apply to that job for now. If you don't know what is ML, just don't apply. There are other many jobs for data analysts where only Python SQL is required. So you can go to the job description what they have required for now. And
Folks, are you able to hear Mandar? Because for me, I lost his voice. Okay. Mandar, I think there was some small glitch in your audio. Now I think you are back. Uh, yeah. I hope you all can hear sounds from Mandar side now.
hello.
Yes, Mandar. You are audible
I'm
now. We
audible.
had lost you for just 5-10 seconds.
So that only I was saying that just go through the this job description, what it is like, what company is demanding, and according to that, prepare yourself for the interview. So that will actually help you. Yeah.
So let's end with a closing advice, Mandar, from you. And guys, one more request that I have seen multiple people have, that if you could share your, some of the interview questions that were asked to you. Maybe what would be
Yeah.
more efficient is that if you can, maybe whenever you find time in the later days, if you could put that in the discussion hub and maybe post that link in the WhatsApp group so that it is permanently available for later also. I think that will be super helpful. So guys, maybe refer to that. On discussion hub, I think it's a great place for all of us to collaborate. That see, like if collectively we all start putting that anyone going to interview, you put like maybe it is okay to not even put name of the company, or it is okay to put it, but what kind of questions are being asked, so that like collectively we all keep understanding that what kind of things we have to be able to solve and prepare on such problems beforehand. Right? Use discussion hub for that, because on the call it will be ephemeral. Whatever Mandar explains here, you might forget some part of it. So better to use discussion hub for sharing these interview experiences. Right? Murli, so the WhatsApp group link that Mandar had, it was a small group of people in his batch. Right? What is efficient is that you start with posting your queries, questions in your batch group, make your own network, make your own friends, right? And then create that group of 5-7 people who study together. Because Mandar and his group might be way ahead. They might be discussing things that maybe or might not even be taught in your batch right now. Right? But creating these groups yourself is what you do. So Mandar, before we end the session, of course, first of all, thank you so much from all of us to share, these strategies, insights, etc. And any closing advice that you will have for everyone on the group. And folks, Mandar is there in the WhatsApp groups, DSML 1, 2, etc. Of course, if you have any follow-up question, you can tag him, ask him. I can also try to answer the questions. But any closing advice, Mandar, before we end the session?
So I want to share one incident in my job also. So at my interview, the Python was not required. So even though Python was not required, some Python developers are also there in my job working place. So in my LinkedIn, my manager was also there in LinkedIn. So when I uploaded that video of pattern printing, So after few days, he has also liked that video and watched that video. After few days, he came to my desk and asked, "Do you know Python?" So I tell, yes, I know some kind of Python in terms of pandas and NumPy. So he told, I have one project, I will share with you if you are free with your client. So that kind of showcasing your skills, that will help in your workplace also. If you know some kind of text and that is used in your work, and you will not know it because you are busy in your work, you're busy in your client. So if you are showcasing your skills on other platform, that will be getting noticed at your workplace also. It is not required to switch to other jobs directly. So in your workplace also there can be some other positions where this data science or even machine learning. Even recently, one HDFC bank has connected our company for AI, some NLP module. So that manager came us to me that anyone who knows artificial intelligence and NLP, just we have got one project. Can we discuss it now? But at that moment, I was not completed that module and I was not knowing NLP. If I could have done that NLP module, I could have tell that I know to solve this. That requirement was government has bring some regulation and it is getting updated every 6 months. So they have to draft the document over what kind of changes is there previously and what will be there afterwards. The afterward that documents. So they want a AI solution to draft that bulletin points automatically using that NLP. So that interesting project will be there in your workplace also. So I will advise that just showcase your skills, whatever small things also you learn, just showcase in any way in HackerRank or Lead Code or LinkedIn. Just showcase your small skills, your small achievement. So that is the point I want to.
Fantastic. Cool. Thank you so much, Mandar. And as I mentioned that I hope people from this call to get to the other side in the coming 6 months, coming year, or even sooner, of course, as much as possible. So whenever you are at a place where you also think that you wanted to share your experiences, journey, insight, guidance with others in the community, just drop me a message and we'll plan a session with you also. And Mandar, of course, coffee is due on me whenever you are in Bangalore or I am in Mumbai. So let's do that. And guys, whenever we do that, we'll share photos with you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Mandar. Thank you, everyone, for joining. All the best to all of you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Check out Scalers Masterclass by industry leading experts only on Scalers event page. Link is in the description below.